I have a couple announcements actually. Before we get into that, I am picking up a new class, which is really fun. I've been teaching only two a week for like years. I'm going to start teaching the Tuesday night 6 p.m. class. So that's exciting. What I can say is that it's not going to be this, like the Sunday classes. It will still be yoga flow, my style, whatever. But I think it will incorporate a few more like meditative components. I don't know. I'm still trying to feel it out, but it's going to be a little different and I'm really excited about it. So the series that we're starting, I've really been feeling in my own practice and thinking a lot about the way that our emotions play a role in the practice, and how the practice is such a natural place to go, a natural kind of sanctuary when we are feeling various emotions. Um, our practice can be there to help us transmute, it can be there to help us celebrate all of these different things. And so we're going to spend the next 4 weeks focusing on particular emotions and how we can experience them, let them move through in the practice. So, especially, from a yogic perspective, emotion is energy. It's something that's moving through us, and we want to keep it moving. So we want to like create a opening and space for emotion to kind of like show up and then keep going. It doesn't necessarily happen that way in daily life. Emotions can be super uncomfortable, and so we kind of like kink ourselves like a hose, so that it can't necessarily move, and then all sorts of things can happen from there. So we're actually going to, for the first class, we're going to focus on anger. And not that I want you to feel angry, but creating a space for like, what can we do, right? We live in a pretty angry world. So what can we do when some of this heat and this like fiery quality of anger show up either at the smaller level inside of ourselves and in our circles, or just like the world at large. And so we'll do a very fiery practice that's all about kind of clearing. So if you don't feel angry, don't try to feel angry. It's more just like, how can we understand this practice as a form of like transmuting intensity? How's that sound? It won't be challenging emotions every week. Some of them will be very blissful, etc. So let's start in the seated position. I would recommend sitting on a block. Anything that will elevate your hips over your knees. And then you can rest your hands in your lap. You can rest your hands on your thighs, whatever feels natural in your body. And softening your eyes to a close. And taking a moment to open into the practice. Maybe a moment to notice and just observe the different emotional qualities that have stepped onto the mat with you. Take a gentle breath in and a full breath out. And another time, breathing in. Open mouth, exhale. And one more time. Big breath into the belly, chest and shoulders. Open mouth, exhale. Sealing the lips, moving the breath in and out of the nose. We all have our moments where we can get a little bit fiery, or we have experiences of the world around us that are fiery and intense and overwhelming. We can feel the presence of the emotion of anger pretty often around us these days. So allowing the next hour of practice to just be a space where we learn some tools and we learn some ways to use the practice to shift intensity into power and strength. Take in another breath. So gazing down, you can start to blink your eyes open. We're going to practice skull shining breath. We've done this before, most of you have with me. I'll walk you through it in case it's new to you. So skull shining breath, very, very fiery breath. And it's perfect for what we're talking about. So it's done with pumping the navel back. It's actually the solar plexus, so it's like the space slightly above the navel. I'll show you. It's done through the nose. So it's a forceful exhale through the nose. When you do that, your diaphragm will naturally pull air in, meaning the inhale is effortless. So all you have to focus on is the rapid snapping back of your navel, the rapid exhale. Okay, so it looks like this. And you don't have to go that fast. You can go slow, but it's snapping back of the navel that's doing the breathing. You're not consciously thinking about how to do the breath with your nose. Okay, we'll try it. I'll give you probably about 90 seconds to explore this. So if you want to try to do it the whole time, you can do that. If you want to kind of fade in and out, that's also great. Okay, if it gets overwhelming, push pause, come back in. All right, so you can keep the eyes open or closed, up to you. Exhale your breath out. And just take a normal breath in, a normal breath out. Seal your lips, breathe in halfway, and begin. About halfway through. Last 20 seconds. If you want to make it just a little bit faster, you have that option. For 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale. Good. Gentle breath in and out of the nose. Noticing how you feel. Very energizing breath, very cleansing breath. And coming into just some rich inhales and exhales. Sharpening your focus as we move into this pretty strength-based practice. So as you're ready, you can open your eyes. You'll cross over your ankles, come onto your knees. We're going to find a brief toes pose. So toes pose, you'll sit on your knees and then tuck your toes underneath you so that the arches of your feet get a good stretch. That's right. Untuck the pinky toes. Rest your hands in your lap. The temptation will be to lean forward to take the pain off of the feet. To the best of your ability, sit back, shoulders over your waistline. We won't be here for too long. We just want some fire and intensity to build. Yeah, so right away there's this intensity. What are you going to do with it? Can you go right into the center of that fiery sensation? Create some space around it. Strengthen your breath. This is extremely great for your feet and for the rest of your body. It really loosens up the fascia. You're here for 3 more rounds of breath. That's it. Two breaths. You got it. Last breath in. Last breath out. Gently shift forward onto your hands and knees, all fours. You can tap the tops of your feet against the mat. Good. And then in your tabletop position, spread your fingers out, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your gaze, open your throat. And exhale into cat. Push the floor away, hollow belly, chin to chest. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly open through the chest and heart. Exhale, hollow spine. Amazing breath. A couple more times, just opening up through the spine. And making your way gradually to a neutral spine. Walk your hands about 6 inches forward. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Let it feel really nice. So soft bend in the knees. Feel heavy through the heels. They don't ever have to touch, but we do want to feel them heavy to draw the leg lines long. Tilt your sitting bones up. Right, the higher you can lift through your pelvis, the more space we create in low back. Now push through your palms, extend the side bodies. Relax your head for a few breaths. Let's take an inhale together. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Another time. Breathing in. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Seal your lips, moving the breath consistently in and out of your nose. So you're looking back at your feet. Slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. Forward fold at the back of your space. Just a brief fold. And know that you can take the low back variation. If you're low back sensitive, bend your knees, hands to thighs. You'll just take this from a halfway lifted position. Always an option for you. Relax through the crown of your head. Drag yourself deeper into stretch. Take one more inhale. Good. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. So everything just drips to the mat. On your next inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Shoulders push down from the ears. Good. Exhale again, gentle forward fold. Everything melts. Come up into a mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Connect immediately through the feet. So as we move through all of these different expressions, through some strength building today, just staying anchored through the feet, through the contact points on the earth. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, chair pose, airplane arms. Sit down into your seat, sweep your fingertips back. Nice work. So feel your weight shift back into your heels. Bend your knees forward. And then feel your thigh bones pull back. So it's like you're stretching your upper legs longer. Take a breath in. Stay for a full breath out. There it is. So your left leg will be the foundation. One-legged mountain with your right knee up, and then add a vertical twist to the right. You can stay with your arms open, or left hand holds the right thigh. I'm just playing with the instability, with finding balance, losing balance, and back. Take a breath. Exhale back to chair pose, airplane arms. Sweep your arms back. Transition your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged, left knee lifts. Open your arms up to the left. There you go. Open arms or holding your outer left thigh. Feel the stability of your right leg driving into the mat. Keep your height as you move into the twist. Beautiful sit. So we're using balance to get the mind focused, sharpened. Exhale your breath out. Good. Chair pose, airplane arms. On your inhale, full mountain pose, stand up. Exhale, back bend, open through your elbows, broaden your shoulders. Really nice mountain pose on the inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward fold. Take everything down to the mat, halfway lift at the bottom. Crawl your hands forward, high plank. You'll pause in your high plank shape. Okay. In a moment, we are going to lower down to the belly. If you're not for any reason, if you're pregnant and showing, if that feels uncomfortable, instead of coming onto your belly, you'll go tabletop, opposite arm, opposite leg extensions. If you are lowering down to your belly, Chin and gaze slightly forward. So nice, Heidi. And then super slowly lower onto your belly. Take your time getting there. We'll set up for Cobra. Keep your chest lowered as we set this up. So tops of the toes down, widen your feet at least hip width distance. Start to dig your toenails into the floor so your kneecaps pick up. Make your legs strong. Squeeze your seat tight. Elbows wrap in. Now lift the chest. And let this be a bit of an exploration. So your awareness is in the back line of your body. How can you cinch and zipper up the back line of the body to find more lift through the chest? Okay, take another breath. Exhale, release, mouth to mat. Tuck your toes. Inhale to table or plank, up to you. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up high. Take a few moments noticing how warming up is opening into the body. Maybe noticing how this practice is a space for you to process emotion, to get it moving again if it feels stagnant, if it's overwhelming. Okay. Next inhale, you'll gaze forward at top of your mat. Step or jump feet to your hands. Okay. Take a halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Some gentle sun flowing. Come up to mountain pose, big lift up. This time it's straight into back bend. Exhale. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, take a halfway lift. Another time, fold your body. Good. Into mountain pose, stand up. Spread the fingers. Exhale, standing back bend. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Long side bodies as you come down. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, step back into your plank. In your high plank, take one strong breath in, stiffen through sides and core. Okay, exhale, downward facing dog. Couple moments here, settling back into the legs before we move forward. And take one more breath. And on your next inhale, you'll lift your right leg up high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot forward between your hands. So I love a block or two in a low lunge. You're welcome to bring it in if you'd like. But feel your pelvis melt. It's heavy, right? So the more that you relax the pelvis toward the ground, we get some stretch for the front of the left hip. Okay. And then whatever you can do here, bend the back knee, lighten up your fingertips so you're hovering on top of the right thigh. Okay. Use your strength, your core and your legs to lift up to a full crescent lunge. Find your feet. Okay, so for me, I've got all sorts of low back stuff all the time. So I bend my back knee, right? This keeps the low back nice and lengthened, really stable. It also builds strength in the back leg. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, you'll drive your fists back, step forward, and kick with an exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale, step back, crescent lunge. Take your time. Big, powerful kick. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, strong kick forward. Good. Crescent lunge. Take a breath. Okay, we're still here. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, I want you to hover twist your left elbow over your right side. So it's like you're wringing out your torso. Good. Come back to center on the inhale. Exhale, twist and rinse. Inhale, back through center. One more time. Exhale, left elbow. Really squeeze it over to the outside of your thigh. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the floor. Left hand becomes your foundation. Inhale, side plank. Right arm lifts up. And you're welcome to take your left knee and set it down on the ground to modify. Very good. Drive through your left palm. Pick up through your left side body. Stunning, Laura. Take one more in breath. Exhale with control, high plank. To downward facing dog, lift your hips up high. Left leg, lift it up. Exhale into a lunge, step your foot forward. We're gonna pause here for a few moments. And then start to lighten up in the hands. So you'll bend your back knee a little bit, hover the hands. So now your legs are really powerful. Your core has to engage. Lift up, full crescent lunge. Find your balance. We want to feel really strong and stable through that left footprint. Take a breath in together. Exhale, strong kick. Good, inhale, step back. With breath, exhale, kick. Good, one more time, inhale. And exhale. Step back into your crescent, hold it. This time, exhale, hands to heart. Hinge your body forward. And then on an exhale, twist. So it's a twist hover. You're not actually twisting your right elbow on top of thigh. It's just really squeezing it to the left wall. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Good, inhale. Last time, bring it out. There you go. Inhale, crescent lunge. Nice work. Take it down to the ground, low lunge. Right hand becomes your foundation. Inhale, side plank. Left arm up. Drive through your right hand. Lift your hips up higher. One more in. Exhale, high plank with control. Push into your downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here on your own. So noticing the qualities that strength building have in the body. This heat, right? It's like when we have these different strength building opportunities or power-based practice, it's like a channel, right? Or it's a way that we can transmute intense emotion. It gets us anchored in the body, anchored in the moment. Take another breath or two. So from here, come forward into a high plank. Lower down to your belly. Hang out on your belly. So instead of being on your belly, if you're not coming down, we're getting into the front of the shoulders. So I would just find a seat, take a fist, and play with pulling it to one side of the body and then the other. You'll get the same stretch, okay? For those of you on your belly, we're gonna move into a little crocodile stretch here. So your right arm extends out, thumb in line with your nose. Okay, from here, left hand pushes into the mat. Roll to the right side of your body. Your left foot parks behind you like a little kickstand. And then you have some options. Left arm can half bind. You can keep it in front of your body. We're just getting into the stretch in the front of your right shoulder. Beautiful variations, love it. Your head is heavy. Give yourself some deep breaths. Our body is like a vessel for information. Sometimes it feels like with the world the way it is, like there's too much information, there's too much stimuli, too much to take in. This practice creates space for all of it through breath work, through asana. We learn that our bodies are really capable of moving through any kind of emotion. Take another breath. As you exhale slowly back onto your belly, we're just going to switch sides from here. So your left arm goes out, thumb in line with the nose. Very important. Then you'll use your right hand, push it into the floor, roll to the left side of your body. Okay, option to take your top foot behind you as a kickstand. Very good. Head is heavy. It's no coincidence that it's like as soon as we have a little bit of experience in the practice, we start having experiences off the mat. Like maybe a friend or a partner or a coworker is driving us crazy, and all of a sudden we find ourselves doing our yoga breath. Okay. It starts to happen kind of naturally that way. There's so much processing that's going on in the practice. That's why we leave feeling lighter, feeling more centered. Take a breath. Okay, exhale slowly back down to your belly, hands underneath your shoulders. Prepare, you can press up to high plank or tabletop into downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna add on to our flow just a little bit. So come back into some breath. Steady in and out of the nose. Okay, on your next inhale, gaze goes forward. Step or jump top of your yoga mat. So you're in a forward fold. This is a little different. Inhale, standing splits from here. Lift your left leg up. I'm just pausing with the left leg lifted. It's basically a one-legged forward fold. Take your outer left hip and square it down gently toward the mat. Take one breath in. As you exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your right knee deeply. Tap your right calf with your left knee. Get super low. Good. Inhale one more time. Standing splits, power out through the legs. Exhale, Shiva squat, get really small. Candlestick stretch, right hand to left foot. Straighten your right leg, point your left knee up to the ceiling. This is just a quad stretch from a forward fold shape. As you lift your left knee, think about forehead towards your right shin bone. 2 breaths. That's it. One more in. Exhale, release, low lunge. Be light in your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift up. When you're ready for it, exhale, strong kick. Pause right here. Okay, so you're in a one-legged mountain, super strong right leg. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, airplane. Pause in your full airplane. Really nice, Jess. Right leg is strong, okay, and you're finding that parallel torso to the floor. Breathe. It's a lot on the standing leg. Let's go one more breath. Okay, exhale, hands back down to the ground. Low lunge, left toes on the mat. This time, warrior 2. Set your back heel down, open up your body. Just feel it out. Feel out the open hips. We haven't been here quite yet. You can bend and straighten the right knee. So in this practice today, the more that you can create like a fiery, hot sensation in your body, the better. This is like very, it mimics anger. The more that you can go into that challenge and breathe through it, you're strengthening the same tools. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side angle, right forearm, right inner thigh, left arm to the ceiling. Beautiful, Sarah. What can you do to get longer through both of your side bodies? Okay, so that right side body extends just as much. Take another breath in, Lauren, beautiful. Stay here and exhale. Star pose, big lift up, stretch out through your limbs. Exhale, horse, bend into your knees. All right, so horse pose, we want knees opening away from each other. Feel your tailbone like this weight and it's just dropping you in. Okay, we're gonna try a little bit of some weird core activation. So hands come behind your head. Right elbow is gonna cinch down towards your right thigh. Okay, and then from here directly, left hand towards the floor. Twist to the front of the room. Okay, come back to center, hands behind the head. Exhale, twist, and back to center. Okay, so twist, keep going. We're just gonna do this for about 30 more seconds. So it's a pace that feels good to you. You're moving from side body to twist. It's Just that same kind of ringing out in the midsection for 10. 6, 4, we'll do one more set. Meet me at center. Good. So back in your horse pose, sit low, low, low. Elbows wide, head back, chin open. Fiery legs, you feel it? I feel it. Okay, star pose, big lift up. Turn your toes in. Wide-legged forward fold. Come down to the mat. Cool off right here. Bend your knees, hang through your upper body. Come back to your breath. These moments of heat, challenge, and intensity. Noticing how they move through you. Noticing that you can observe them, you can step back and watch them from start to finish. Okay, hands to the mat, take a halfway lift. Turn to the front of your space, low lunge. Step forward, fold at the top of your mat. Halfway lift to reset. Exhale, fold your torso. Standing splits, lift your right leg high. And pause for a moment. In standing splits, right leg is lifted up, square your outer right hip down, fold your upper body. Take a breath. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your left knee, right knee taps your left calf. Get as low as feels good to you. One time, power out, standing splits, super long, kick to the heels. Exhale, Shiva squat, get lower. Left hand to right foot, candlestick stretch. Left hand grabs the top of your right foot. Now straighten left knee. Point your right knee up to the ceiling. So you're getting into the quad, you're getting into your hip flexor. Yeah, beautiful. At the same time, forehead is striving towards the standing leg. Beautiful, Sarah. One more in. Good. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot back gently. Use your legs and core, full crescent lunge. And then it's right into movement. Exhale, kick forward. As you're ready, one-legged mountain arms go straight up into a full airplane balance. Right leg back. Hinge your torso forward. Let's play with it a little. Lots of balance today, huh? You're great. You're great. You're great. So we're playing with a little bit of a bend in the standing leg. Super powerful left seat. Wrap your back body together. Good. For one more breath. Bless you. Low lunge. Step back. Low lunge. Hands on the mat. That's a fun time to sneeze. Warrior 2. Set your back heel down to the mat. Open up your body. Bend your left knee forward until you feel heat in the top of the thigh. Relax your shoulders down. It would almost be really helpful in a weird way if there was some sometimes you have more feisty practices, right? It happens. It's a good example, right? So maybe that's you today, or I'm sure we've at least had an experience like that. And it's just noticing that quality of energy, of irritability. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side angle, left forearm, left inner thigh. So instead of getting absorbed into the emotion, right, which sometimes happens and that's superhuman, can you take a step back, right, and watch what is the emotional content moving through the container that is you? One more breath. Star pose, straighten your legs, reach out through your arms, exhale into your goddess, bend your knees, hands to heart. Drop. So this is pelvis is really powerful part of the body. Let the weight sink you into depth here. Hands come back behind the head. Left elbow cinches down towards left thigh. You'll gently rise and then twist to the front of the room. So you don't even have to touch the ground. Just open arm twist and then come back and twist. Good. Exhale, elbow to thigh. To the front of the room. Inhale, twist. And exhale, cinch. A little bit longer. Every time you go into that twist to the front of the room, just feeling the rinsing quality, the compression with the breath. 10, 6, 4. One more time through. One more cycle. Meet me back at center. Good. In your horse pose, sit nice and low. Inhale, star. This time we'll take a bind at the low back. It can either be a 10-finger grip or grab for opposite elbows. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, wide fold. Turn your toes in. Hinge all the way down to the mat. Let your legs cool off. Little bend in the knees. Get into your hamstrings here. You can gently release your bind to your low back if you have it. Hands to the floor. Halfway lift through your torso. Turn to the front of your space, low lunge. Step forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift. Good. Exhale, just step back. Super simple downward facing dog. I would love for you to take a moment in child's pose. There's always, always more space to be found, whether it's in the body, around a particular thought, or around an emotion. If you're not in child's pose yet, you can consider going there. I don't know if you guys want to hold downward facing dog. You're also welcome to do that. But I'd love for you just to take a break for a few moments. You can notice what's coming up to the surface. Deepen your breath. And take a big cleansing inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good. One more of those. Breathing into the belly. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Come up into your tabletop position, back into downward facing dog. Got one peak to discover right here. On your next inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot forward right between your hands. Inhale, standing splits, lift your left leg high. Exhale, Shiva squat, left knee taps, get low, super, super low. One more time, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat, stay low, candlestick stretch, right hand to left foot. Left knee straightens, right knee straightens. Left knee points up. Now, halfway lift through your torso here. Take your left hand to your heart. Feel the power in your leg and core. Slower than you want to, begin to rise up. Reverse dancers. Play with it, fall in and out. There you go. And then maybe there's a small kick that happens. Okay? Playing with this challenging transition. Lots of sensation in the right leg. We're going to go down the same way we came in. Take one breath in. Feel your core. Bend through your right knee. Slower than you want to. Come back down. Left hand toward the floor. Once it touches down, release. You're in a low lunge. Left foot steps back. Down dog kick. Lift your right leg up and back behind you. Bend your knee in half. Open your hips momentarily. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee, right wrist. Shin bone on the ground. Left toes stretch back behind you. Should feel good on the feet. Once you find balance, level hips can come down to your forearms. Personally, I really love to get my forehead on something That just tells my neck to release. We got time here. It is hard to know sometimes what to do with the intensity and the heat and the fire and the true anger and rage that exists in the world outside of us. This practice is truly a tool where we can process absolutely anything. About 3 more breaths. And gently you'll come back up to your hands. Simple as you can, step back, downward facing dog. Got one more side, okay? Lift your left leg high. Exhale, lunge, step your foot forward. Take your time. Prioritize the breath on this side. Inhale, standing splits. Good. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing splits. Again into your squat. Hold it. Left hand, right foot. Candlestick stretch. Left leg straightens, right knee points skyward. Good. You're going to keep this bind. Halfway lift your torso. Lighten up through your right fingertips. On your time, you'll rise up. In and out is a part of the deal. Right? It's a part of building more strength in the body. Bend your standing leg. Just as you came in, slowly lower out. Okay, hand comes back down to the mat. Beautiful focus, Jamie. Once your hand touches down, low lunge. Big release there. Inhale, down dog kick. Swing your left leg high. Half pigeon. Nicely done. Left knee, left wrist for half pigeon. Shin bone. Set it down. Find a level pelvis. And then go exactly where you went on the first side. It's time for you to really cool down now. Three more breaths. As you feel even in your body, you can come back up to your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Last time here, take a breath or two. Noticeable shifts in the body and the mind and the breath. And then gently down to your knees. Find your seat, grab a block. Come on to your back. We're going to start with a little bridge, so you can set your block aside for now. Good. Take your arms down beside you. Walk your heels in tighter towards your seat. Arms down, palms face the floor. Good. Dig in through your heels. Feel your seat light up. Using the squeeze of your glutes, pick up your hips from the floor, bridge pose. You've done some opening in the shoulders. If you'd like to take a bind underneath your body, scooch the shoulders under you, you're welcome to do that. Breathe into the front of the body, front of the hips. They've done a lot of work for you, your hip flexors. Feel your chest chase your chin lifts away from your chest. Take another breath into your front body. Exhale, fallen bridge. Set your hips down, knock your knees inward. Feet can walk out to the wide edges of your mat. Check in with the breath. Just notice what you notice. Notice what you feel. The discomfort that we feel on the mat in all sorts of poses. It's really not so different from the discomfort that we feel in response to life. In this space, we learn to breathe through it. We learn how to cultivate awareness and space. The understanding that it all is temporary. It's all constantly changing and evolving. And take another breath. Open mouth. Exhale. Good. Grab your block. Come into a supported bridge shape. So your feet hip width distance once again. Block at the flattest height. We're going to move into a psoas release here. If this is new, I'll walk you through it up here. But once you set that block underneath your sacrum, we'll take left toes. Thread them behind your right heel. Reach your right hand down for the top of your left foot. And then just let your left knee come down to the ground. Sorry about the vibe change. That's funny. So as you let the left knee drop down, sink your tailbone into the block. And what we're going for here is just a really big release through the front of your left pelvis. And you might even feel it in the psoas. That would be slightly to the left side of your navel. Beautiful breathing. We'll stay for 3 to 5 more rounds of breath. And gently, left hand comes to outer left thigh. You can pick up your left knee and switch sides. So your right toes thread behind your left heel. Reach down with your left hand. Try to pick up your top right foot. Right knee sinks back down to the ground. And at the same time, dig your tailbone into the block. Working, bless you, this time into the right hip flexor, into the space gently to the right side of your navel. There's such a stigma, and there's a lot of messaging around emotions and identity and all these things. It's very hard, though, to deal with different emotions through talking. It's like the language of emotion is feeling. Emotion lives in the body. We can feel that, right? When it's anger, it's hot, it's constrictive, it's almost explosive at the same time. Like any other emotion, is something to be felt, and the more open we can be to feeling, the more willing it is to move through. What would it be like to hold a compassionate space for even unpleasant emotions? We feel like there's some shame around anger. What if we could just feel it, take a bigger step back from it, let it move through, move on. Take another breath and release. Right hand to your outer right thigh. Gently pick up your knee and lift the block out from under you. We'll pause for a moment now in Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. So your feet come together. Drop your knees open wide like a book. Just a couple moments here to release further through the hips, but also through the pelvic floor. As we move toward our final resting pose, not quite there yet, but as we start thinking about that, okay, noticing the parts of your body that are relaxed, that are still, starting to soften where we can. Take your hands to your outer thighs now, lift your knees, and gently just stretch your heels forward. Corpse pose. Just in this stillness, allowing yourself to notice what you notice. Take another scan through the body in your stillness and notice where you can release any tension, any gripping. See how soft you can be in your body. So I'm going to leave you here in your final resting pose. There's still about a minute and a half left. I encourage you to stay for as long as you have, as long as you'd like. When it is time for you to move forward, if you could please do so quietly, saving any talking for outside of the room. I appreciate your time, your energy, your presence. Thank you.